Yeah, I had food poisoning. It took me 9 days to get over food poisoning.
We're live? Okay. All right.
Well, wow.
Good
Do you know
morning.
where you had it from?
Yeah.
Oh, we're live. Okay.
Yeah, we're live. So good morning, everybody, and good morning to anyone watching us on YouTube. We start a little bit late today, but we're cool, right?
Cool.
Yes, yes. So today we have new comer. So Katie is one of my patients also, and like Rebecca, who came, I think, nearly 2 years ago when Rebecca started.
Oh, they made a connection. They know each other.
That's good.
That's cool,
See?
right?
That's good. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
She's known me since I was a little child.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay.
My daughters were in soccer together.
Oh.
And her mommy
See?
was helping me.
It was meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did the carpool
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
for years.
Wow. Wow.
That's
Cool.
very
That's
nice.
cool.
Very, very nice.
Oh, so you're supposed to be here.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're supposed to meet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Cool.
Anyway, that was very, very good. Yeah. So today I chose the topic of self-confidence, right?
Ooh.
Self-confidence is so important. I don't know if you talked about that before. No.
Maybe, but
Maybe
I'm saying ooh because
self-confidence.
something else that I talked about with one of my classes this week.
Yeah.
That was kind of on that. So I was
On
like,
that.
ooh,
Yes.
yeah.
Self-confidence. So Katie is very new to this, so I just wanted to give a quick summary about what we do here, and so Katie have a basic concept. Okay, so what we do here is we try to guide people doing the mindfulness meditation, very basic step first. So mindfulness meditation is the practice of raising awareness about yourself, about your six senses, and then the awareness of your surrounding, right? So, but it's very difficult to guide yourself and have that skill right away. Suddenly you can't really be completely aware of all of your six senses and of all of your surrounding at the very present moment, like this present moment in this very second or minute. So the basic tool that we use to guide our concentration, our focus to specific things so we can start to build up our awareness is our breaths. Okay, so we use our breaths as a basic tool to hone in and start to concentrate, focus, and become more aware, right? So the way we breathe is, how do we breathe?
We inhale and we breathe into our belly.
Yeah.
If we're breathing properly.
Yeah.
And we exhale and we contract the belly or pull the navel back towards the spine, right?
Yeah.
But in actuality, we don't really breathe like that. So it is a learning process.
It's a learning process. Yeah. So belly breathing is very difficult. It's very difficult. So at the beginning, we just ask everybody to just be aware of your breath and how you breathe, knowing that you're breathing in and out slowly, right? It's a slow process. So you breathe in slow and you breathe out slow, but you're breathing out slower than you breathing in. So then all you want to do is focusing on your breath. Don't think about anything else, right? Just think about your breath and know exactly how you breathe in that present moment. And then so that's the basic tool that we do. And as you get better and better at focusing at your breath, you can focus on your six senses. So what are the six senses? How can you tell, Katie?
Well, I can give you at least one. Visual, smelling, taste, hearing. That's four, right?
What are you?
Touch.
Mm-hmm.
Touch is feeling, yeah,
Yeah.
touch.
Your eyes?
Sensory, right?
So that's 5.
Yeah.
Intuition.
On the
hearing.
mind.
Hearing.
Hearing.
Yeah. So
I think intuition is a sense too.
it's the mind, right?
I do.
Mind.
I think
Yeah.
it's a good sense too.
Which one is
After not studying.
which of your sense is the master?
My wife.
No. Which of the 6 senses is the master?
Should be the mind.
The mind, right? Because the mind controls everything else. And then, so when we know how to focus on our eyes, our ears, nose, mouth, touch, and mind, we try to raise awareness of how our senses are interacting with the environment, right? So you see, and then is there anything, any perception, any interaction between what you see and how you feel? Yeah. So, so it's like we look at the sky and it's blue and it's, the sun is out. Somebody will just look at it and just forget about it and think about something else. But another person may look at it and have that feeling towards what he or she is seeing. Oh my God, I feel really good. The sun is shining and so on. The same with looking at rain. Some people will just say, oh, we appreciate the rain, but another person may say, oh, it's so sad. Okay, so then when we have those thoughts that are going on, telling us how we interact with that thing, we can tell whether it's negative or positive. So with the awareness, we want to cultivate the positive and let go of the negative. Yeah, let go. Learn to let go of the negative and cultivate the positive. And and that is the next step, right? So first you train yourself using the breath work, and then you train yourself to focus on your senses, and then you train yourself to be aware of the interaction between your senses and the subjects of the senses. We call like hearing, so the noise is the subject of this hearing sense, right? Seeing, what we see are the subjects of the vision sense. Tasting, the food is the subject of the tasting sense. Eating, right? Or speaking. And we speak with our mouth, so the language, the words are the subject of our speaking sense. Yeah. And then feeling, so whatever we feel, hot, cold, pleasant, this and that, they are the subject of the sensory sense, right? And then the mind is the same. So the thoughts are the subject of your mind. So when you go through one step like that, you gradually get better and better and better at being more aware. And then once you are aware, then you can make decisions. That's the next step. What decision are we going to make, right? Are we going to hold on to those negative thoughts and negative feeling, or are we going to let go? Okay, even though we see them, right? And then if we have something positive, are we going to let go of those or hold on to them? Or, develop them more. So that's the decision step. So if you know the steps, you know how to practice this. So at first you do the breath work, and then you focus on your senses, and then focus on the subjects of the senses, and then focus on the interaction between the subjects of the senses, and then make decisions. when you know what's going on. Yeah. So how does this help our self-confidence when we practice that?
What's control?
More control? Yeah. In what way? Explore.
In every way. Well, you just explained it. So it starts with the mind and getting control of your breathing and your senses and how you fit in the world. Kind of level of control.
Yeah, so power, right? Power gives you confidence. What else gives you confidence?
I like to say something. What Hal talked about in control.
Yeah.
But I like to say, for me, is so coming from a person who was controlling before I learned self-awareness, trauma or my experiences had me to be controlling, right? And um, like anything else, when it's too much of anything, because control and discipline are the same spectrum. It's just one, one can be extreme, and anything can be extreme if we're not balanced, right? So when I wasn't balanced and I wasn't breathing, I was controlling, and I thought for years that it was just being in control, right? But what breath work and meditation has taught me about being confident is to let go of the sense of being in control, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? To let go of that. And it has really helped me, right? Because that controlling spirit would rule my anxiety as well, right? Because I found that I wanted to control things that I couldn't in the past, meaning mistakes or what I would look at as failures, or I got to make sure that I don't do that or anything similar in the future, which retrospect always kept me in a box and shaky and uneasy, right? Because I'm trying to keep it under control, right? And so, for example, for me, the thought of homelessness and not being in control ruled my life for years, right? I'm talking about where if I thought like, okay, the first is coming and I don't have my rent money, it's immediate panic mode. Everything is off, right? But being a business owner, and I'm just in my 5th year, and we all know about that. Or business owners know about the return of investment, all that 5-year pace, right? But I said that I have watched myself be able to, by letting go of that control and being secure that I'm going to be taken care of as long as I do my part, everything is going to fold out like it's supposed to. I've been actually watching myself. And sometimes as a contractor, the way my money comes in, my rent doesn't get paid on the first. But what I notice is letting go of that sense of control, like I gotta do something and it has to be, it just seems to flow, right? And it's becoming, at one point it was like the money wasn't coming into maybe the 15 or the 16, but now it seems like the more I let go of that sense of control and just be supported, that it's, oh, it's here on the 8th now. It's here on the 5th now. And now it's coming on the 1st, where that allows me to be able to pay on time, right? And so not to take away from yours, because when we first get here, we do think like we gotta, for me, I know I was like, I gotta get this something under control. And I was so out of control that's how I said, well, let me just try meditation. Something has to help me, right?
I totally agree with what you're
But
saying.
it taught me, like, Tiffany, let go. Because some of my anxiety, well, a huge part was the trauma I faced made me feel like I wasn't in control. And my vow to myself was, I'm going to be in control. I'm never going to be without. I'm never going to let this happen. I'm never going to let this happen. And it was just taking me into a dark place, right? And so what breathing has taught me is not even to care to control my thoughts, just to let it go. Let it go. And when I can't, because sometimes you do get stuck there, that's when I come back to my breath and start saying or thinking,
No, I really agree with what Tiffany was saying. The only thing I would say differently in what I said earlier is that control in terms of like an athlete having control of their in the grand scheme of the universe, right? We don't have control over anything.
Only the moment.
That's why people of faith lean on their higher power.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that, just like you said, that somehow things are just going to work out.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, for those people that have faith and believe that the Lord is there for them, it'll work out.
Yeah.
So
So we talked about control. So we can control as in the verb we control. We want to control, and the other thing is being controlled. The two. But you know, sometimes you when you are being controlled by other people or other people trying to control you, that makes you feel
not good.
less
Angry.
confident. Yeah,
Definitely
angry.
less confident.
And
Angry.
definitely less confident.
It does.
Because you know that if you constantly are being manipulated or being controlled by others, and you feel like you are stuck and you can't get out of that situation, and it just keeps going on and on and on, that also make you feel like you don't have much self-worth. You know, we talked about self-worth and self-love and self-esteem and self-confidence. When you are constantly being controlled or being criticized by other people, you suddenly feel, what have I done? You know, did I do something wrong? Why do they think of me like this? Why do they expect this from me? And well, that can get you down the rabbit hole. Right? It can. So how do we dig ourselves of that, right? So I think meditation, by returning to ourselves, you know, focusing on ourselves first, we can recognize, oh, we have all the control of what's going on here. We have control of what's going on here, and we're not going to let other people control us, for example. So there's two sides. Like you talked about one, and I'm just trying to talk about the other aspect of the control.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's always the two sides. So being controlled and wanting to control. And if we are not in the middle, then we're off balance. And then that's when, you know, we don't feel really well. Physically and mentally, we don't feel very well. And so when we practice mindfulness meditation and focus on ourselves, we give ourselves that space, right? Where everything is about me, but that's not the same as being selfish. That's about self-healing. Yeah, you take yourself through the healing path and start to get, you know, to the place where you can be happy no matter what is going on around you, no matter what you hear, no matter what you see, no matter what, you know, you think, you are going to be confident and happy. But when you get there, then you can be anywhere and any place, right? You can be anywhere, any place, and if something happened that is really good, it elevates you. But at least you need to be here where you are happy in the space of your own space. I think, you know, because we tend to think that our happiness and everything that is going on with us depends on the external factors. That's the human, right?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah.
Ironically, I was with my mentor yesterday, and we were kind of talking about this, right?
Yeah.
We've been talking a lot about what is keeping you from listening to you.
Right.
Right? And he brought up the subject about, in his meeting, someone was talking about the difference between happiness and joy. and that person said that when you think about the definitions of the word, happiness is connected to the circumstance, what happens. But joy is that inner thing that we get from a practice like breath work or meditation, where, have you ever heard me say how, when you say, how you doing, Tiffany? And I might say, too well. Right? And when people first hear that, a lot of people are like, well, what does that mean, Tiffany? How are you going to be too well? But I explain it just like Dr. Trent, because if I'm too well, right, that means I'm already here.
Elevated,
and in this world, this day, something is going to happen, right? Something, whether it's like today, I was late and I swore I woke up in time to be on time, right? But because I'm already too well, when that happened, I just was still right here. I didn't come all the way down here. I was still well, right? I still was like, well, I'm going to make it mix the exit too after I'm already, and I was like, oh man, it means I'm double way. But because I was already up here from the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'm still well. I'm still well. It hasn't come right? And that's another thing that, and when you were saying about control and being controlled, breathwork also teaches you to how not to let yourself be controlled by others. And it will seem selfish. I'm going to tell you right now, it will seem selfish. The people who are used to manipulating you or controlling you will definitely tell you that you're being selfish. Oh yeah, they will, because once they figure out that they can't turn that button when they want to, then the objective is to kind of make you feel bad, to play on that, right? Oh, what's your friend's, what's her name again?
Katie.
Everybody cries here. Everybody cries at one time. And the thing about, no, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Because the thing about this type of work, it is a releasing exercise too. So it could be not even tears of sadness, just tears of, oh my God, how did they know this is, connection? But either you cry, either you pass gas, or you start burping. This is a releasing thing. So whatever is there, sometimes people just want to scream out loud, right? So don't try to hold it in. Don't feel like you're embarrassing to us, or this is not supposed to happen.
That's just stuff we have
Well, then you're gonna have control to keep it in, and it's gonna hurt your stomach. Just go ahead and be like, I'm gonna take a walk or something. But it does happen. Like sometimes it just happens, and you can't really control it. Like you're trying to, but your body is ready to release, and you're in an environment that is safe to do that, and your body says, whatever,
safe environments outside.
But what I'm saying is, don't try. Don't feel like you have to do that if it comes, or no, I don't want to do this. That's kind of what happens, right? And just letting go, like Dr. Trent is saying, letting go so that you make room for whatever else is wanting to come in, right? But it will seem selfish. It will. They will tell you that you're selfish. The way I kind of handle that is to be like, well, if me self-seeking is causing them to make me feel, or them to feel that I'm selfish, then maybe that relationship is time to be severed, right? Because the people that want you to do better, they're going to understand that. They're going to be okay with that, right? Because when you're self-seeking, like she was saying, and self-healing, there are going to be times that you can't do what you used to do.
Right.
Yourself is going to be like, nope, not that. This is what we're doing. And when you're healing, most important is to learn how to listen to you. Because a lot of us haven't been taught that skill. Not to do it with boldness and self-confidence. It's like, if somebody else tells you you can do it, it's cool. But for you to take on that boldness,
I think self-confidence has a lot to do with working with ourselves and talking to ourselves, finding out more about who we are. And so that the next time someone says something to you that, has the purpose of getting you down, you can look at them and say, I hear you, but I know how I feel. I know my self-worth. I know this, and I'm going to let that go, right? I hear you, but I'm not going to get it stick in me. Right, let go, letting go. So That's good. So with that, let's go into a half an hour practice.
Okay.
So I will guide basically just the breath work, and then for Katie, I just would like you to just focus on your breath, knowing how exactly you breathe. So how your breath work, you may feel like your heart is beating fast or slow, or you may feel like your body is sweating or whatever, but just focus on your sensation. And Emily and Stephanie and Hal, I think that they are more advanced, so they can just work in this space of half an hour on whatever you want to work on, and then we will end in about half an hour, and then we can share our experience then. Okay. Now, for Katie, this practice can be done in any position. You don't have to sit down at home. You can be lay down in bed, or you can walk, or you can stand up at the kitchen sink, and you still can practice this breath work. Okay. So assume a comfortable position. You don't have to sit cross-legged like me either. You can be like Stephanie with legs straightened. And Tiffany.
Oh.
Not Stephanie. Yes, sorry.
You didn't change your name.
Sorry. Yeah, Tiffany. Yeah, sorry, Tiffany. Yeah.
No worries. It's been some
Yeah.
time now.
Yeah. So let's take a few deep breaths in and out, as slow as you can. And you can close your eyes if you prefer to close your eyes. You can open your eyes if you prefer to open your eyes. But I feel like opening our eyes allows other things to interfere with our concentration. For me, I do better when I close my eyes. So breathe in slowly and deeply. And breathing out slower than you breathe in. So breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I know how my chest rises. Breathing out, I know how my chest falls. And breathing in, I am returning to myself. Breathing out, I know I'm giving myself this precious moment. With a few deep breaths in and out, you may start to notice that your body is starting to relax. Follow your breaths. Follow your breaths in and out. Now you may become more aware of how the air enters your nostrils even. As you breathe in, so with each in-breath, you are more aware of how the air enters your lungs, your nose. You may be more aware of the rhythm of your chest rising and falling. And as you return to yourself in this present moment, start to get to know yourself better. How your body feels in this present moment after a few deep breaths in and out. And your mind may wander. You may follow your monkey minds. When you realize your mind is wandering and you forget to focus on your breath, just tell yourself to return to this present moment and return to the breath. Try to live in this present moment. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. As you breathe in and out, and being aware of your chest rising and falling, you may notice how your abdominal muscles are also working in concert with your chest. And as you take the deep breath in, the chest rises, you may be aware of the abdominal muscle also relax, and the abdomen is going out as well. And when you breathe out, as your chest falls, you may feel the abdominal muscles contract and the abdomen goes in. As you follow the air up your nostrils and down your lungs, you may come across your neck and shoulders. You may notice that your neck muscles are a little bit tight, or your shoulders are a little bit elevated and shrugged up. So with your out breath, you might want to just let them drop. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. And with this practice, when you are in tune with your breath, you may start to experience some gratitude, gratefulness, feeling for this present moment, for this air that we are breathing in, for the fact that we are alive. And we are really enjoying this present moment. Return to yourself. Return to this present moment. We feel joy for just being. Being in the present moment. And being with ourselves. and be aware of what brings us joy and happiness. In this present moment when we feel peace and happiness, we just realize that in this present moment there isn't much going on. But we can feel so much peace and joy. And the simplicity of just bringing the air in through our nostrils and down our nose fill us with contentment and happiness. As we are being aware of so much life going on in our bodies. We can imagine it as the source of energy going on in our body. And we have this beautiful garden in ourselves where there are lots of good seeds being planted. And this present moment is where we are going to water this garden. Breathe the freshness of the air into this garden. So all of the good seeds are going to germinate and grow. This practice allows us to realize that we have so much potential. That is awaiting to be developed. And the practice living with ourselves in this present moment gives us the time and space to nurture ourselves. We get to know who we are. We get to know what we want. This slow breath work will take us through the healing path. Breathing in slowly and deeply. Breathing out slower than breathing in. Return to this present moment. Return to ourselves. In this present moment, I am aware of what's going on inside me. I'm aware of what's going on around me. I'm aware of my thoughts coming and going. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing In this present moment, we practice living in the present moment. Our monkey mind may take us to the past, when that happens, we practice to let it go and return to this present moment. Our monkey mind may even take us to the future with worries and fear of the uncertainty. We will let those thoughts go and return to this present moment. And raise awareness of what's going on in this present moment. How we breathe, how we hear, even how we feel the air brushing on our skin. We are so aware. This is the time for self-exploration, self-discovery. Breathing in, we know we are breathing in. Slowly. Breathing out, we know we are breathing out. Even slower than in. For the next few minutes, I invite you to return to yourself, return to your breath work. And you can start moving your fingers and toes if you want to. Return to this room. can start open your eyes if you want. And move your arms and legs. My legs are numb. Okay. Wow. So that's almost half an hour of practice right there. Huh? Is it over?
A little over.
Is it over? I thought we start at 10:45 or 10:48. 10:45?
30 minutes.
Okay, 30 minutes. Yeah. So after 30 minutes of practicing breath work, what happened? What happens? What's going on in our body? Yeah. Anyway, we can.
So house hungry.
Yeah, house hungry. So we can do some stretching and then do a few rounds of walking meditation, and then we can sit down and have some sharing experience conversation before we end the session. Okay, so let's stand up. Oh, my legs are really numb.
I already stood up and was stretching.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Move around a little bit, you know. I did
Yeah.
a lot of stretching and moving around. And did a little yoga routine.
I think I sat too long on my nerves.
Turn this into a racetrack.
Yeah.
Really slow.
That will help us to stretch our legs by doing walking meditation here. Yeah. Okay.
You're the leader today.
And you can do some stretching if you want. Okay, just move your arms and legs. And again, we do our breath work as we walk. And I just ring the bell to remind you. When you hear the bell, it reminds you of your breath work, okay? But focus on your sensation, how your feet touch the ground, how your balance is, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. This walking meditation kind of teaches us to slow down a bit. Very slow. Normally we walk very fast. You can do this practice at home too. We'll do one more circle. Okay. All right, let's hear everybody's experience with this practice. Who want to go first? Who want to share?
With you.
Huh?
It's hard to stay in step with you.
Yeah.
That's good.
It's good.
Relaxing.
Yeah.
Help me center and help me to, especially me being so sick for a while. I haven't had this session anyway for me. I got to see some light when I do the deep breathing, and with pain for me, I haven't been able to see. When I say light, like I have like auras of light that I see while I'm meditating and doing the deep breathing,
right,
and just feeling that breath. This time I got to see a lot of light, which really helped me. Yeah. And I feel that it also kind of went into my cells of my body. So I felt like that was healing energy that came, and I needed that.
That, I think that happens because we hear about people seeing lights like you did, and they see different kind of lights. Yeah, so they tend to see their favorite color. Some people see purple light too, right? Yeah, so it doesn't have to be yellow or whatever the way we normally think, but that's good. So your practice is coming along well then, because it's not easy to come to that state, don't you think? Yeah, a lot of people at the beginning just see that dark when they close their eyes. They just see darkness, not light. But yeah, that's good. Yeah. How did you feel, Katie?
Good. I kept more seeing the past, so I would try and come back. So I think I have a lot more work to do. The past. So trying to do it for sure.
So it comes with practice. And with practice, you will focus on the present moment. You know, what's going on here? What's going on around us in this present moment, and try and practice to let go of the past. And don't even think about the future, right? Yeah, it's living in the present moment. Because when we think about the future, we tend to have fear or worries, fear and worries. And some people have hope, but most of the time, yeah, most of the time, yeah. But oftentimes we can't really predict what is going to happen in the future, really. So why spend time and energy to think about the future and not focus on the present? But yeah, I always like having this space, like absolute half an hour of breath work and working and thinking and knowing what I'm thinking, and I really like it. I feel energized, like you said, more energy as I practice. So that's how I feel most of the time. Yeah. Yeah. How about you and Tiffany?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. The practice was good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I did come here prepared, like, okay, I haven't led in a moment. So I'll probably lead. And then when I was late, I was like, well, I'm not going to be leading because I'm the train, right? And then I kind of just settled in, like, no, I'm not going to lead. I'm just going to be guided today. And that is good for me because most of the times I'm the guide. Okay? So just letting go and allowing myself to be guided through the practice. And then allowing myself to move as my body wanted to.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge part of practicing breath work and part of gaining self-confidence. That small inner voice that a lot of times is drowned out because of the louder noises from inside and outside. And so really using that tool and my self-confidence to stay, because the brain kind of operates on its own. So instead of letting that thought when nobody else is moving and saying to myself, well, it's not everybody else is being guided to do this. Their inner self is maybe not telling them to do that, but being confident in following that small inner voice that a lot of times we've been taught or we've been taught to don't listen to that.
Right.
So I have this thing that we do, the tagline for the most part for Free Be Fit, right? The organization that I own and operate is breathe, right? And through breathing, we help to retrain our brain. Right?
Yeah.
We feel, right? And through feeling, we help to reframe our thoughts. Integrate. Through integration, we help to redirect our words. Right? Finally, we get to a space where we're right and to thrive. We are able to refocus our actions, better life choices. Right? And so feel, integrate, and thrive. Be fit, right? Retraining, reframing, redirecting, focusing. Right? So that takes a lot of confidence in a world where we've been socialized to be alike, do alike, and don't be uniquely different, which is how we were really created to do and to be. It does play a part on our mental health. Because I'm still on our subject matter of the beginning of the year.
A healthy mind.
There you go.
A healthy mind.
And so I've taken that to my outside.
Yeah, healthy mind.
Membership. And we've been there since January.
Yeah.
Right? Because it takes some time. And there are some steps and some reiterating of some of the same steps, right? To really establish a healthy mind. Some people think that this is a quick thing or you're staying there too long, Tiffany. And I'm like, depends on how unhealthy your mind is,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
How you're going to have to rebuild it and how long it's going to take. We're still there.
Yeah.
And
So,
we've been there.
yeah.
We're going into the 9th month, right?
Right.
Our healthy mind
And
series.
yeah, well, just for Katie, I don't know whether you know about the 4 pillars of the healthy mind. Anyway, so this year our focus is on developing a healthy mind, and there are 4 pillars based on research, right? So the first is awareness. The second is connection. The third,
Ooh, make me go to my notes.
insight.
Yes.
And
It's
the
what?
insight.
Insight. Okay.
And then the fourth connection, wisdom. No, wisdom is the same as insight.
Mm-hmm.
I even forget, right? So,
Yeah.
So awareness, connection, insight,
Purpose.
and purpose. That's it, purpose. So yeah, so if you have those 4 pillars, then your mind is going to be very healthy. But to get to purpose and everything else, first you have to have awareness. So this is the practice of raising awareness, and then so connection, we explore a little bit about connection, and like I mentioned this with Katie during our visit too, that you don't have to have a lot of connection. You really don't. I mean, this is proven by research that you only need to have good connection with one person or even one pet. But that connection is going to help you build your happiness, confidence, or whatever in life. So it doesn't have to be a human being. It can be a pet, and that pet can help you to have a healthy mind. Insight is what? Insight, wisdom is what?
It's a part of inner awareness.
Yeah. So what you get out of that process, right? What you develop in your thought process from your practice of being aware. Through awareness, you have insight. Right?
Yeah.
And wisdom.
And that's where we get creating our boundaries.
Yeah.
Right? And deciding through insight,
right.
What boundary would I need to set up? Not just for others, but even for myself, things like that. And then finding that the insight kind of leads to the purpose of why are we doing this? Right. Why do we want to be aware? Why do we want to be more self-centered and able to listen to ourselves and discipline ourselves, control ourselves.
Find a purpose. Find purpose. I think people who live without purpose, they are less happy.
They die.
They do. They really do.
Well, we all die, but
I know what you mean. Like they're dead in a physical sense.
Yeah.
Because before I developed a healthy mind, that's one of the things that I heard the Creator say to me when I was like about to give up.
Yeah.
Right, and the Creator was like, "Look outside your window." And I looked outside my window, and I'm not shaming anybody, but there was a person that seemed to be wayward. You know what that looks like, right? And they were just drifting, and that voice inside was like, "You can choose to be that, but you will be here, but you'll be an empty shell." Right?
Yeah.
And we're like, so you'll be walking around and maybe even making life look good to others who are not looking or don't really know.
Right.
Or you can work on your mind.
Yeah.
Those were the exact words. And then it was like, and you know how much you hate to be thought of. Remember when Tiffany was this and what happened to Tiffany? And that was kind of like, yeah, that's my thing, right? But just looking at how we can be somewhere in the physical, but spiritually, purposefully, we're just no. And a lot of times, the people around you don't even know if you're pretty good at it or you've adapted to that life. Because I was having this conversation with 2 of my friends, and they've been around me for 30 plus years. So that means that they were around when I didn't have a healthy mind. And we were talking about that, and the looks on their faces, I began to tell them some of the times when I know I wasn't healthy. And then I was like, oh, you didn't know that, did you? And they were like, and I was like, and we were together daily, in and out. And I was like, and it's not anything against you all, but that's how good of imposters we can be. Even my friends with 35 years, they were shocked when I was like, no, I've been mentally ill before. And you guys have been around.
And they didn't know that you were.
They didn't know. I said, and you probably didn't think it was mental illness. But if you're looking at me now, and I'm sure you guys are thinking, something about Tiffany has changed.
Yeah.
Because you've been around. I was like, but I'm telling you out of my mouth now, for that you do know, I wasn't well mentally.
Right.
I just became well mentally in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And I could see even some of the sadness, like, and I was like, not to shame y'all, but just to let you all know that there are people in our families and stuff that are mentally unhealthy, and they're operating like that, and nobody's really.
And they're not changing. They're not changing because they're not practicing awareness. And like the point you bring is really true, because if your friends look back in those days, they would think that is Tiffany as a person. That is who she is.
And that was kind of the look of despair. Like, we thought that's who you were.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you weren't even at your healthiest spot. And it's only one person that was my friend that really knew. One person. And they would always say, when I had the attacks or went into my rages, no, that's not you. And I would be like yelling, like, get out of here, go, If you ever had an anxiety attack, it's just another mind. That's all I can say. It's another hurt, pain, whatever mind, right? And usually you lash out on the people that are closest, right? But that person would always say, nope, that's not Tiffany. And I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to bother you, though. I'm just going to stay here to make sure that I was safe or whatever, and allow me to come out of that when I came out. But to this day, I've never heard anyone else say, such and such told me that they were there with you and you were, and you were like, so I know that that's probably something that that person has held in, right? It was there to hold that space for me, but it was only one person that knew, not even my mother, not my sisters, and we are pretty close, but nobody really was able to say, So it can be not seen by others.
Wow.
So that's where I say you have to be selfish and
Yeah.
say, I know that my mind is not healthy. They may be thinking that because that's Tiffany. That's who they know, right? It's nothing, but I know, and now I do have a healthy mind.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing and for coming to practice with us today. And next week I'm here. I'm not traveling until October.
Okay.
So we'll have a session every Saturday until October 16, I think. I have to travel. So, So with that, I wish everybody a very peaceful, happy, productive Labor Day weekend. Enjoy it. And
can I have one more thing? Make my announcement. Okay.
Oh,
thank
your
you,
announcement.
Didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm sorry,
okay.
Dr. Tran. So, myself and my company 3B Fit, right?
Yes.
We have partnered with Fabuletics, and that is a athletic store in Keystone at the Crossing.
Oh, okay.
And so we will be joining together to do some yoga inside of the store, right?
Oh,
so that is going to happen on September the 13th, 8 a.m. until 9 a.m.
What day was the week is September?
It's Saturday. It is a Saturday, right, Dr. Tran? So I know you have to come here afterwards, right? But I wanted to extend that to some of our local listeners on YouTube as well, and especially to the group, right? You're welcome as well, right? And so I'm going to come in, partner, do some yoga with them, and who knows, this partnership may even go a little bit further, right? But I have the opportunity to do that.
Yes.
And I wanted to invite our local listeners here in Indianapolis, if you're available Saturday, September the 13th,
from
8
8
a.m. to
Okay.
9 a.m. We will be at Fabulous. So
Oh,
join me
okay.
at the Fab
Yeah.
for yoga.
8 a.m.
Cool.
Great. All right. Text me and
I will
remind me.
text you the flyer and everything, and then
Yeah.
you can distribute it out to the other
Uh-huh.
members that are not here as well too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Thank
And if
you.
you all
Thank
are
you.
able to make it, I would love to see your faces.
Thank you.